and prosperity for its people. And I wish for the Bahamas great success and great prosperity for its people.
When we started Stormframe Windows in 1999, we wanted to fabricate an impact-rated product to compete with the Florida market, and we've done this. There's no fabricator or vendor from Florida that can do what we can in the Bahamas. Because we fabricate locally and we're a local-based company, we have the capability to provide better customer service than our competitors. With all the worldwide supply chain issues, we at Stormframe have improved our fabrication process and have invested in stock to be able to produce our orders in 4 weeks. We also keep in stock over 400 windows and doors at standard sizes for walk-in customers to purchase. Our professional sales staff is here to assist you with the complete purchase and installation. We also service and ship to the out islands.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Welcome to the all-new CBS Pro Store. We'll be introducing various products such as plywood, sheetrock, metal stud, and a whole array of bulk construction products. So you can expect the same high level of service that you have been receiving at CBS Bahamas. We originally opened the store in 1980 as our retail location. Hearing from our customers that they wanted us to cater more to contractors, we decided to open the CBS Pro Store here at Robinson Road. So come by and visit us at CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road, where we can help you build beautiful.
When we started Stormframe Windows in 1999, we wanted to fabricate an impact-rated product to compete with the Florida market, and we've done this. There's no fabricator or vendor from Florida that can do what we can in the Bahamas. Because we fabricate locally and we're a local-based company, we have the capability to provide better customer service than our competitors. With all the worldwide supply chain issues, we at Stormframe have improved our fabrication process and have invested in stock to be able to produce our orders in 4 weeks. We also keep in stock over 400 windows and doors at standard sizes for walk-in customers to purchase. Our professional sales staff is here to assist you with the complete purchase and installation. We also service and ship to the out islands.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas and the Grand Bahama community mourning the loss of veteran journalist Natalie Martinborough. Tonight, we take a special look at her life and impact to the community. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas mourning the loss of veteran broadcaster and Assistant General Manager of News and Radio in the Northern Service, Natalie Martinborough, who died last night after a short battle with colon cancer. In a heartfelt gathering on Friday, the dedicated staff at the ZNS Northern Service paused to reflect on her life, joined by respected religious leaders in the community. This event brought comfort and reflection as the pastor shared words of encouragement to uplift the broken spirits of the staff.
It was a solemn occasion earlier today. This newsroom foyer filled with grief-stricken employees holding back tears as they cope with the untimely passing of former broadcast journalist Natalie Martinborough.
We know that every one of us has an expiration date. But Father God, our days here are short, And so, Lord, we just pray, God.
Natalie was someone whom you can respect because you saw how she carried herself always decently and in order. And I could just see that smile right now. I don't think her mouth could close without it smiling. She just had that radiant smile at all times. So her life was a blessing.
And avoid failed. Martin Burrow was known as a good-natured person who consistently demonstrated genuine care for family, colleagues, and community.
But during the pandemic, she asked me to, do a devotional. She said, what's going on now? We just need to be an encouragement to those in our society. So she was always looking for a way to uplift people, and I really appreciated that about her, a very positive outlook. And I think there is a sense that this is a loss for the Bahamas because you just felt like you knew Natalie Martin Burrow.
The mood was somber as religious leaders offered prayers and words of encouragement to uplift the spirits of the staff. Former employee Bishop Simeon Ouden also on hand, reflecting on the fragility of life as he petitioned those in attendance to set aside their grievances and make peace with everyone.
To hear of the demise only remind me of how all of us have a day, and the amazing thing about it is just none of us in this room know the day. So I've simply come to say for all of you who've been so near and dear, if there is a need to cry, let's do that. Do not carry what you feel by yourself.
And while mere words cannot truly capture the significance of what Martin Burrow meant to her colleagues, it is these inspiring words that provide comfort and support to the heartbroken staff.
And Paul says in the book of Philippians 4, he says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think on such things. And he says, the God of peace will be with you.
We have to just rest in the fact that God is sovereign. And the day of our birth and the day of our death is in his hands. And we just have to make the most of today while it is called today. So that would be my word of encouragement, that she came, fulfilled her purpose.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Now, family members say that Natalie died at 8:10 last evening. We say she signed out at 8:10, which is symbolic to the ZNS radio station that she managed and called her first love. Today, we solemnly remember the life and legacy of Natalie Martin Burrow, not just as an exemplary journalist, but as someone who graciously assumed the role of a mother and big sister in our newsroom and for the radio department. Her profound impact is etched in the hearts of all those she has touched during her remarkable 34-year tenure at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. Colleagues who had the privilege of working alongside her attest that her legacy of storytelling, compassion, and mentorship will live on.
She was a people's person. She was a consummate professional, and she will be missed.
She was one of the best journalists I ever know. And I've been in this journalism career for 26 years.
I don't know. I really don't know how you're going to pull this off. This is what you call a real void in the office.
Natalie Martin Burrow's life was a profound testament to the noble calling of journalism, to champion the untold stories of unsung heroes, to amplify the silenced voices, and to illuminate the path of information and education. Her journey began on February 1st in 1989, when she embarked on a career at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, specifically at ZNS Northern Service. A decade into her unwavering commitment to the craft, Natalie's dedication and expertise were undeniable, leading her to the distinguished position of senior reporter. Her unyielding determination to pursue stories and her notable contributions to the news segment titled Business by Bahamians catapulted Natalie to the pinnacle of her field. In 2006, she ascended further, taking on the pivotal role of newsroom editor, where she not only shaped the news, but also orchestrated its delivery as a skilled producer. Her dedication to journalistic excellence shone brightly, garnering respect far and wide. The zenith of Natalie's career arrived in 2017 when she assumed the mantle of Deputy Director of News. In this influential role, she was the architect of the stories that defined an era, and her commitment to the pursuit of truth remained steadfast. She became a nurturing presence, a guiding light, a mother to every journalist who walked through those newsroom doors, both in the past and present.
People came through here who she take in like her own kids and mold them into some of the best reporters this country have ever seen. I've never seen nobody love the way Natalie loved.
Every morning when she comes into work, she clocks in, she stops at my desk, and she would say, "Morning, beautiful. Oh, I love that outfit you have on. You're such a ray of sunshine. Have a good day."
If you were to inquire of anyone fortunate enough to have worked alongside her, they would all attest to a common truth. Natalie Martinborough never ceased working.
As a professional, she's always been critical towards how the product looks. I've had a personal connection with her in that drive.
She was a world-class journalist. Many years we would have found that most of her stories would have gone international.
In February of this year, Natalie achieved another milestone in her illustrious career when she was promoted to the position of AGM of News and Radio. Little did we know that it would be the last position she would ever hold during her remarkable 34 years of dedicated service. As the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas transitioned itself into a new era, Natalie Martinborough, too, underwent a transition of her own. Sadly, on September 21st, 2023, she took her final breath.
I know that she's in heaven with an angel with her wings on, just flying. Heaven has recruited a good angel, and she will surely be missed. She was my big sister.
Elated to know that my little sister is now resting easy and in the arms of the Lord. And for that, I have comfort.
Well, as staff members here in the North mourn the passing of Natalie, management and staff at ZNS headquarters in New Providence are also reeling from this great loss. Our Aja Kwan sat with the team in the capital and has their reflection tonight.
We'll miss that smile, that personality.
Colleagues of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas gathering to reflect on Natalie Martinborough, a veteran journalist who devoted some 34 years of service to ZNS. Natalie's legacy in the field of journalism over the years was marked by her commitment to reporting the news with integrity and dedication. Chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas speaking to her passing.
She was a standard bearer for the corporation, and persons like yourself, Aja, Romiko, Shoshana Road Farquharson, Ricardo Lightbourne, Christian Pindo, and others could speak to the same Diana Swan, for example. She was a confidant, advisor, and a friend.
Senior producer Quincy Jones recalling the years spent together before transitioning from the Northern Service.
When I met Natalie, she's the same person from that day until she passed.
In a recent battle with her health, Natalie's resilience continued to shine through. Family members, friends, and colleagues all gathering to be by her side, including Jones.
My heart instantly became very, very full.
Charles Fisher also reminiscing on his time working alongside Natalie.
There was never a dull moment with Natalie. Every time she come into the newsroom in that afternoon or the morning, she had a joke or something smart to say, and all you do is say, "Oh, that's all, Natalie, don't worry about it."
She is described as a giving individual.
Natalie would go I mean, out of the way to get things done for people. And she would not talk about it.
She had the spirit of lifting people. No matter what she was going through, she spoke positivity in the people's lives. We want the family to know that they're in our prayers. That on behalf of our minister, the Honorable Obie Wilscombe, the board of directors headed by myself, and the staff, especially in the Northern Bahamas, headed by Ms. Alison Smith, our senior DGM there, and all of the members of staff there. We've lost a great one.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azra Quant.
Meantime, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell extending his condolences to the staff of ZNS Northern Service. Mitchell noting that he feels like he lost a member of his own extended family. He adds, "We sat on opposite sides of the microphone as journalists do, but politicians could never succeed if the relationship was not symbiotic. We help one another. Whether in my days in government, my days in opposition, or my days as an activist, Natalie was a fixture and would always call up for a comment or an analysis, and always helpful." He adds that he feels a loss. He concludes by conveying to the staff and her family his deep appreciation for her work and the wonderful experiences of working with her. The Ministry for Grand Bahama releasing a statement this afternoon on the passing of Natalie Martin-Burrow. The minister, Ginger Moxie, noting that she extends her deepest condolences to the family of veteran broadcaster and Assistant General Manager of News and Programming at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. The statement reads, "Natalie had a stellar 34-year career in broadcasting characterized by her unwavering dedication and commitment to her craft that set a remarkable standard. She was not just a skilled professional, but also a team leader with a compassionate heart and a nurturing spirit. She guided the development of numerous young Bahamian journalists. Her contributions have left an indelible mark on journalism in the Bahamas, and Grand Bahama Island has lost a true champion in Natalie Martin-Burrow. Her absence will be deeply felt." To the family of Ms. Martin-Burrow and the entire team at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas Northern Service, I extend my heartfelt condolences. My thoughts and prayers are with you during this profoundly challenging time. May her soul rest in peace. While leader of the Free National Movement, Michael Pintard, also releasing a statement on the passing of former broadcast journalist Natalie Martin-Burrow. The statement reads, "My colleagues and I are deeply saddened by the passing of veteran newscaster Natalie Martin-Burrow. Natalie was an exceptional journalist, a dedicated professional, and a remarkable individual whose professionalism, talent, and love for our country shaped her work as a journalist. The many ways she served Bahamians in general and Grand Bahamians in particular will forever be remembered. As longtime viewers of ZNS Newsnight 13, we had the privilege of welcoming Natalie into our homes for many years. She possessed a rare talent for presenting facts in a way that allowed us to form our own opinions, and her unwavering dedication to her professionalism was truly admirable. Natalie's contributions to the development and expansion of the Bahamas Broadcasting Corporation were immeasurable. Her presence was a pillar of strength, and her influence undoubtedly made the corporation a better place. Her impact extended far beyond the newsroom, leaving an indelible mark on the entire broadcasting community. In this time of sorrow, please know that our thoughts and prayers are with you, the Martin-Burrow family, and the entire Broadcasting Corporation family."
Who are standing at the corner of Wolf Road and Blue Hill Road as the procession approaches them now. Of course, the procession making its way to the St. Agnes Cemetery.
Michelle, Wolf Road is a sea of colors this afternoon. Umbrellas are going up everywhere as hundreds of Bahamians line the procession route to get the final glimpse of the former Prime Minister, Sinan Pinley.
Get a new plant nursery fully loaded with everything you need and extended hours Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority presents 50th Anniversary Golden Tribute, The Unveiling, Friday, September 29th, Churchill Square, downtown, beginning at 7:30 p.m. Witness history in the making.
Fluid Factory presents Rick Ross live in concert, Saturday, December 23rd at Gombe Park, Freeport. Early bird tickets, general $35, VIP $50, and platinum $85. Fluid Factory Skybox $150. See you there.
Don't miss out on the amazing 20% off discount going on now until September 30th at Mo Divas, Caravel Beach, and Mo Hustle in the Tropical Commercial Center, West Mall Drive.
Every Sunday from noon until 4 p.m., join us at Portobello's Restaurant at the Grand Lucayan for a delicious full buffet spread. Call 373-1333 for more information. Hands Across Grand Bahama presents the 5th annual When Men Worship, October 3rd at New Life Family Worship Center with guest speaker Rekino Munker, guest psalmist Alessandro Major, with your host, evangelist Elmore Smith. Don't you miss it.
Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath, number 16 Oak Street. Phone them at 688-9661.
New this month at Island Bedding and Furniture. 5- and 7-piece dining room sets. Gorgeous natural wood dining tables and bench sets in mango, acacia, or shisham wood. And your pick of additional chairs. All new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. For the bedroom, we're all about platforms, unbelievable prices, and no box spring required. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe.
This is a public safety announcement from the Grand Bahama Power Company. Customers are reminded to ensure that a transfer switch is installed when a backup energy source, such as a generator, is being used. When a storm strikes and knocks out power to your home, you may be forced to use a backup energy source, such as solar panels or a generator. Do you know about the potential danger or how to safely use backup energy sources? There's one major risk that you should be aware of. It's called backfeed, and it can endanger you, a family member, or someone else, especially a lineman or electrician working near your property. What is backfeed? Backfeed occurs when power travels from your solar setup or generator back through the utility line, resulting in them being unknowingly re-energized. Backfeed creates a very dangerous and potentially deadly situation for line workers and the general public. If your solar system or generator isn't properly installed, the backfeed of electric current could severely injure or kill a lineman working to restore power. The best way to avoid backfeed is by installing a transfer switch. Transfer switch ensures your household isn't connected to the power grid and the backup energy source at the same time. To prevent backfeed, generators, whether permanent or portable, should never be plugged into a home's wiring or directly to the circuit breaker panel. Be sure to have a qualified, licensed electrician install your backup energy source and a transfer switch, thereby eliminating backfeed. Preventing backfeed could save a life.
Your #1 news team covering the North, the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Now, we, the family of ZNS Northern Service, would also like to extend our condolences to the Martinborough family and thank you deeply for the time she shared with us, oftentimes going over and beyond the call of duty.
Members of the cabinet began arriving on Grand Bahama on Monday. Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie, the first to touch down for the historic meeting. Other members of the cabinet followed on Tuesday morning, arriving on several flights. This would be the second time in Bahamian history the Cabinet of the Bahamas would meet outside of New Providence. The Cabinet's agenda included discussions on the future growth and development of the Grand Bahama economy within the context of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement, Tax Exemption Amendment Bill 2015, tabled in Parliament on Wednesday, July 22, 2015.
Grand Bahama Stepping Out is now online. Visit their website. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Find them in Nassau at the top of the hill, Mackey Street. Call 394-7100 or WhatsApp 727-9098. Stepping out.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
John West Shoes is now open. Carmichael West, Nassau, behind Wendy's.
Introducing our sizzling deal of the season. Sink your teeth into delicious piping hot Pizza Hut pizzas layered with your favorite toppings. Order 2 large one-topping pizzas for just $27.70. Call Pizza Hut Freeport at 352-9191 to order now. Available for carryout and delivery. 352-9191. Your taste buds and pocket will thank you. Only available at Pizza Hut Freeport.
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations in Freeport and 8 Mile Rock, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Insurance Management Bahamas Limited.
Maintaining strong relationships with superior customer service. Fulfilling all your insurance needs through commercial, property and casualty, marine and aviation, homeowners and contents, automotive for private and commercial, life insurance, medical, and pension investments. Being the best at who we are in Freeport since 1980.
Insurance Management Bahamas Limited.
A name you've come to know and trust.
We've always been there for you.
So call us today at 350-3500 or visit our office on Pioneers Way.
Insurance Management Bahamas Limited. Honestly,
nobody does it better.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority presents 50th Anniversary Golden Tribute, The Unveiling, Friday, September 29th, Churchill Square, downtown, beginning at 7:30 p.m. Witness history in the making.
This is a public safety announcement from the Grand Bahama Power Company. Customers are reminded to ensure that a transfer switch is installed when a backup energy source, such as a generator, is being used. When a storm strikes and knocks out power to your home, you may be forced to use a backup energy source, such as solar panels or a generator. Do you know about the potential danger or how to safely use backup energy sources? There's one major risk that you should be aware of. It's called backfeed, and it can endanger you, a family member, or someone else, especially a lineman or electrician working near your property. What is backfeed? Backfeed occurs when power travels from your solar setup or generator back through the utility line, resulting in them being unknowingly re-energized. Backfeed creates a very dangerous and potentially deadly situation for line workers and the general public. If your solar system or generator isn't properly installed, the backfeed of electric current could severely injure or kill a lineman working to restore power. The best way to avoid backfeed is by installing a transfer switch. Transfer switch ensures your household isn't connected to the power grid and the backup energy source at the same time. To prevent backfeed, generators, whether permanent or portable, should never be plugged into a home's wiring or directly to the circuit breaker panel. Be sure to have a qualified, licensed electrician install your backup energy source and a transfer switch, thereby eliminating backfeed. Preventing backfeed could save a life.
Well, back in January, Natalie returned to work after battling her illness. She was greeted with love by her ZNS Northern family. Tonight, we leave you with her words on that day.
With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. 'Cause your goodness is running after, is running after me.
I thank you all for the support. It's been rough, but I've endured. Yes. Only the grace of God, the goodness of God. Had many rough days and many rough nights, but I refuse to give up. I will not be defeated. I will live and not die. Yes. I will be a testimony. Yes. I will speak of the goodness of God. Yes.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the national report. The venomous cane toad reemerges. Dengue fever cases escalate. Remembering one of our own. And in sports, Team Bahamas weigh in at the CAC Championships. The Bahamas tonight, the national report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. This is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm Jimenita Swain. Thanks so much for tuning in. The dreaded king toad once again making a reappearance here in the capital, and officials are urging residents to be alert. They're greenish to brown, leathery with webbed feet. They're capable of producing up to 30,000 eggs in one cycle, and they shed a milk-like venom toxic to touch. It's the cane toad's officials want you to give them a call when you spot them. Anthony Smith tells us more.
They're pesky, they're big, and they're back.
Do not go near it. Do not try to catch it. Do not try to kill them.
That advice to residents at risk with coming face to face with the notorious cane toad, a giant invasive species that sheds a toxin that can be dangerous to humans and pets alike.
It irritates the skin, and you don't need the irritation.
The first sightings of cane toads in the Bahamas goes back to 2013, when the killer toad was spotted by a resident of Lyford Key. Officials managed to bust populations before the hair-raising reptile popped up again in 2020, then again in 2021, re-emerging on the scene now in 2023.
They're principally in the western area, particularly the area of the airport and areas surrounding the airport.
And that's where teams have placed their focus, scouring the grassy plains mainly at night when the creepy critter tends to make its presence known. In 2020, Department of Environmental Health officials confirmed the capture of nearly 400 toads. With populations rapidly growing, there's no saying just how much will be added to that count. But in the meantime, here's what you can do.
Now we're asking persons, if you see them, do not touch them. And again, if you see them, do not touch them. Please report it either to the Ministry of the Environment, to ADEP, Ministry of Environment, DEHS, or the Ministry of Agriculture. And we have teams that have been trained to go out and deal with it.
Now, the massive cane toad can grow up to 9 inches long and can weigh a whopping 5 to 6 pounds. It has brownish to green bumpy skin, and anyone who sights one is encouraged to call the Department of Environmental Health at 322-8037. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoine Smith.
Also making news tonight as local dengue cases rise to 128. Environmental Health Services conducting a Fight the Bite one-day cleanup campaign in the Baines and Grantstown community today as they continue efforts to stamp out the seasonal disease. Here's Fern Carey.
The Fight the Bite one-day cleanup initiative in the Baines and Grantstown community started early Friday with truckers hauling discarded debris, old furniture, and other items from across the area. The campaign is in keeping with Environmental Health Services protocols to mitigate the threat of dengue fever, which has already claimed one life.
Wherever a case of dengue is suspected or confirmed, within the half-a-mile perimeter, our teams come in and they go door to door. They inform, they educate, they examine, and then whatever containers they find, those that they use, just turn them down. Or if it's in abundance, we discard them, do a cleanup, and then intense fogging.
Now, this initiative is being carried out today because officials say the last confirmed case of dengue fever was from this community. The Environment Minister stressed that the initiative has also taken place in other communities as efforts continue to eradicate some of the issues that may cause the disease.
We've been in the Nassau Village area, the Joe Farrington Road area, Mackey Street area, the Ivanhoe opposite the public library. We've been in the Centerville area. Now we're in Baintown. In terms of the Family Islands, several cases were suspected in Grand Bahama. So we are sending teams to assist the efforts in Grand Bahama. So the protocol that we apply here, that we follow in New Providence, is the same protocol. We'll be doing the same thing in Grand Bahama. There's also a case on Great Harbor Key, and so a team will be going there to introduce the same protocol and do the same thing. To date, the numbers, I think, is 128 cases, and so we're aggressive.
Residents are also being advised to take the necessary precautions to keep mosquitoes out.
You know, this is the rainy season. We didn't have as much rain so far, but we want to make certain that those receptacles that will hold the water that we discard those as much as possible and make certain that there's no water settling, so mosquitoes wouldn't settle in the area. And that will help us to reduce the spread or the likelihood of dengue fever being spread in the country.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Broadcasting Corporation looking to grab a bigger share of the local television market with its rollout of a new look to shape the brand just 2 weeks away. BCB officials, staff, and corporate partners gathering last evening for the official unveiling of ZNS TV's programming relaunch. Lloyd Allen was there.
On Thursday at the Margarita Beach Resort, the general manager of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Mr. Clint Watson, unveiling 18 new programs, all a part of the company's relaunch set for this fall.
Whether it be on the screen or behind the camera, the staff at the BCB have put their efforts and creative concepts together to create the new ZNS.
With 11 of those programs designed around news, the remainder are community and entertainment based. Watson says the Bahamas Tonight, the flagship product for ZNS, is also set for a new modern look.
Make no mistake, we will be seen as the leaders in the region with this new modern, fast-moving broadcast in 30 minutes.
The Bahamas Tonight starts now. And welcome to the broadcast. We begin with news from Parliament.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis is in full support of the relaunch and new programming intended to reduce the corporation's reliance on millions of dollars in government subventions.
Such a monumental shift is not just about programs. It's about the talented individuals who bring them to life. We are amalgamating fresh, innovative talent with seasoned professionals. With the amalgamation of experience, innovation, and cutting-edge technology, we are not just aiming for excellence, we are defining it.
Minister responsible for broadcasting, the Honorable Obi Welchcombe, says as a product of the BCB, he has seen the corporation go through a number of changes. And, well, this one, he says, is well overdue.
Tonight, it's, I think, significant that we are relaunching, rebranding, because for many decades now, not much has happened.
Also among invited guests, reporters from the Northern Service, former employees, and a number of new faces, all set to propel the ZNS family forward toward its continued enhancement. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
From celebration to loss, as the ZNS TV relaunch was taking place last night, the unfortunate news broke that one of our own here at the Broadcasting Corporation had passed away in the person of veteran journalist and deputy director at our Northern Service, Natalie Martinborough. Tonight, Azure Quant speaks with BCB colleagues as they reflect on who she was.
We'll miss that smile, that personality.
Colleagues of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas gathering to reflect on Natalie Martinborough, a veteran journalist who devoted some 34 years of service to ZNS. Natalie's legacy in the field of journalism over the years was marked by her commitment to reporting the news with integrity and dedication. Chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas speaking to her passing.
She was a standard bearer for the corporation, and persons like yourself, Aja, Ramiko, Shoshana Road Farquharson, Ricardo Lightborn, Christian Pinda, and others could speak to the same. Diana Swan, for example. She was a confidant, advisor, and a friend.
Senior producer Quincy Jones recalling the years spent together before transitioning from the Northern Service.
When I met Natalie, she's the same person from that day until she passed.
In a recent battle with her health, Natalie's resilience continued to shine through. Family members, friends, and colleagues all gathering to be by her side, including Jones.
My heart instantly became very, very full.
Charles Fisher also reminiscing on his time working alongside Natalie.
There was never a dull moment with Natalie. Every time she come into the newsroom in that afternoon or the morning, she had a joke or something smart to say, and all you do is say, "Oh, that's all, Natalie, don't worry about it."
She is described as a giving individual.
Natalie would go, out of the way to get things done for people, and she would not talk about it.
She had the spirit of lifting people. No matter what she was going through, she spoke positivity into people's lives. We want the family to know that they're in our prayers,
that on behalf of our minister, the Honorable Obie Wilscombe, the board of directors headed by myself, and the staff, especially in the Northern Bahamas, headed by Ms. Alison Smith, our senior DGM there, and all of the members of staff there. We've lost a great one.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Azure Quant.
Corporation of the Bahamas wishes to convey its sincere condolences to the family of the late Wendy Raming Cartwright. The married mother, who hailed from Fox Hill, was one of 3 original graphic artists at ZNS TV. She worked along with the late Derek Bain and Anastasia Charlo Huber, who on many of the shows, including The Bahamas Tonight. The 62-year-old later opened a studio museum in Exuma. She passed away earlier this month. Her funeral was held today at Robert Church on Prince Charles Drive. May she rest in peace. Still to come in the Bahamas Tonight, the Red Ribbon Ball is back. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. More news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Welcome to a world where hope is still loud, where dreams are still relevant and determination has no substitute. Welcome to a nation where the people are still warm, resilient, and innovative. And Commonwealth Bank is at the center of it all, giving innovation and progress an extra push for more than 60 years. We're here for Bahamians because we are Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
Since they were on sale, Monique couldn't resist things she didn't need. And neither did Bruno. Hungry for deals? You better come and satisfy that hunger for only $20 at KFC before doing something crazy. Get 8 pieces of juicy, fresh, in-store prepared KFC fried chicken and hot golden fries for only $20. A finger-licking good deal.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
September is an easy month to save when you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, 15 ounce, $1.59. Robin Hood flour, 5.5 pounds, $4.99. Super Value Protein Gas, 8 ounce, $1.99. Danish spare ribs, $2.89 per pound. Turkey wings, $1.89 per pound. Donate your change to help feed the Maine Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Sometimes life hints at your next step, sending you signs all around, even in unexpected places, to lead you in the right direction. The signs are clear. It's time to pay less for your current mortgage and switch to Scotiabank. Enjoy lower interest rates and no payments up to 2 months when you switch your mortgage to Scotiabank. Plus, we'll even pay your switch costs. Paying less gives you more when you switch to Scotiabank.
Thanks for staying with us. Executive Director of the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality, Dr. Renee Ferguson-Buford, has been elected to the International Organization of Standardization's Council, making history as the first person from a CARICOM country to ever do so. The ISO Council is critical in developing international standards that enhance trade, innovation, and sustainability worldwide. As the Bahamas takes its place on this esteemed council, it reinforces the nation's commitment to shaping a future where global standards mirror the aspirations of all nations and enhance a culture of quality within the country. Well, hundreds of public servants expected to get their share of some $6 million into their pockets next month, all thanks to the first public service-wide promotional exercise to be carried out in nearly a decade. A similar exercise was conducted under the then Christie-led administration. At OPM's press briefing Thursday, Minister of Labor and the Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, said the processing of those promotions took effect on July 1st and will now be distributed to deserving employees who have been performing additional duties for years.
These promotions will begin to be rolled out at the beginning of October. The process will see hundreds of public servants promoted, many of which have already been doing the work without receiving the titles, without receiving the pay. People have waited for years for promotions that they've earned to be processed. And sadly, some people have been waiting for decades. But while we can't give them the years back that they've waited for, we can assure that the wait will be over in terms of them receiving what is due to them. For the people who have qualified for, earned more than one promotion during this time frame, they will receive double promotions. And that will get them where they're supposed to be in their careers.
Well, disability advocates applaud representation in the workplace, but tonight they are pushing for better data keeping to track professional growth and skills of those of that demographic in the workforce. The issue, Corville Pyfrom tells us, is again shining the light on the importance of what true inclusion really means.
The workplace in the Bahamas, like anywhere else, is diversifying. The expanding workplace is seeing more and more persons with disabilities included in its payroll. But an increasing presence still doesn't mean adequate representation, nor, say advocates, does it make a fair account of the impact this inclusion is having.
In our community, we're used to is you're giving us something, but then you're not giving us the necessary tools in order for us to sustain it. You're not giving us retention capabilities, and we're not gaining any knowledge on what are the next steps.
Disability advocates like Aaron Brown are happy about the infrastructural improvements made to the workplace, like designated parking spots and ramps to better facilitate persons with disabilities in the workplace. However, the inclusion that they are now talking about has more to do with capacity, skills, knowing what it is that persons with disabilities bring to the workplace. That way, as many of them are counted and as few, almost none, left behind.
One person can have a diverse gamut of disabilities that impact the way that they engage, that they execute, and the way that they are able to thrive.
Public Service Minister Pia Glover-Roll has her eyes open and ears to the ground. She wants Brown and others to see her as an ally.
Last year, we learned that they are indeed capable and competent. We see that they all were successful in assimilating after their 52-week program. The organizations and departments that took them were very pleased.
Her inclusion of disabled and differently abled people in the Public Services Professional Engagement Program has earned her high marks, but advocates push for Glover-Roll and the government to take it even further.
Employers should have been trained in preparation and also to retain. How many of them were retained? How many of them, after that component, received reference letters?
Minister Glover-Roll has pledged her commitment to the ongoing inclusion of persons with disabilities in the workforce programs. Brown, meantime, urges persons to register with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corville Pyfrom.
In other news, North Eleuthera is one step closer to getting an upgraded airport, and for Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, he says the numbers say it all. Cleopatra Murphy explains.
North Eleuthera will have a new airport by 2026. Residents got that commitment from Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, during a recent town hall meeting at Trinity City of Praise in Lower Bogue, Eleuthera. He says the new airport is being prioritized, noting the Bahamas is 30% ahead of its tourist arrivals in 2019, but Eleuthera's numbers are even better.
But when we look at Eleuthera, we're 44% ahead. when you're doing what you are supposed to do. You're taking advantage of the momentum that we've built.
Even more, of the $7 billion in investments approved in 2 years, we said $1 billion has been for Eleuthera, highlighting the need for an upgraded facility that residents were able to see several renderings of, although the final product has not been selected. He says the new airport is expected to take 2 years to complete, seat 200 people in the departure lounge, and it is expected to be a model of the design set for Exuma.
This week, Cabinet approved a loan facility to complete not only the Exuma Airport, and I promise you that's the last time I say Exuma tonight, but they've approved the money for the North Eleuthera Airport.
Director of Aviation and Deputy Director General of Tourism, Kenneth Romer, says the new airport will be sustainably built and have spaces before and beyond check-in to accommodate vendors. Importantly, he says they want residents to give feedback.
So we've come this evening as a commitment to the mandate again to not just expedite the required upgrades, but to engage community, because we have not come with all the answers. This is the beginning of a series of town meetings, of Marcus Town, is we want to be able to have you as participants. So we're not just presenting options and you're on the outside looking in.
Acknowledging a new airport will not come overnight, the Deputy Prime Minister says in the interim, government has purchased a temporary departure lounge between $300,000 to $400,000 from Western Air to address limited spacing at the current facility, and that is only waiting to be delivered.
This is going to be an immediate relief, immediate as soon as we get it here, to provide some relief for the horrors that we see on social media and we hear on the news.
Plans for a new North Eleuthera Airport are included in an initiative that will see 14 Family Island airports being renovated under the $260 million Family Island Renaissance program. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
The North Eleuthera Airport Town Hall afforded residents an opportunity to voice their concerns and make suggestions, with Chairman of the Harbor Island Commonage Committee, Richard Johnson, sharing that he was impressed with the plans but was also concerned about the future as the North Eleuthera Airport sits on Commonage land.
I heard nothing about that. Amen. So when I heard Mr. Romer say there'll be across the table discussions, XYZ. I'm hoping that means that at some point there'll be a discussion with the Commonage, the Harbor Island Commonage, the people that own the land. I'm hoping that's what it means. Am I correct, Mr. Minister?
I believe that there is a matter before the court on this issue. So I'm constrained by what I can and should say. But we are a government of consultation. You ought to expect that there would be some consultation and some conversations on the matter, and that's about all that I can say on the issue.
Others asked if the facility would include customs pre-clearance, something Cooper says was not in the immediate plans. The local pastor, Antonius Johnson, gave his support for the plans for a new airport.
Before my time, I understand, and I have some papers also, that was given to me by JP, Mr. Earl P. Johnson. I understand that so much was given for the airport. And like you said, because the case is in court, you don't go so far, but you got our backing. We're going to back you because we need the airport.
September is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and officials of the Bahamas Alzheimer's Association have planned a number of activities to highlight challenges faced by many living with the progressive disease. Our Lloyd Allen has the story.
Now, just in case you weren't aware, this year the Bahamas Alzheimer's Association is yet again celebrating its annual Awareness Month. And standing here with us is its president, Ms. Wendy Poitier. Of course, this is exciting news for you. You've been supported by the government for 3 years.
That's correct. We are celebrating our 3rd anniversary as a government-recognized association. And we are also celebrating our membership, our full membership now with Alzheimer's Disease International. Alzheimer's Disease International is an organization made up of over 100 chapters of Alzheimer's associations around the world. It's also a part of the World Health Organization, and so we get support, and we're providing information, education to persons within our communities about Alzheimer's and dementia.
Also present, BAA member Deidre Clark Maycock sharing more on upcoming activities.
We're having a fun walk run on the 30th of September, and we're encouraging persons to partner with us, to come out, to exercise. If you haven't started exercising for the year, Thanksgiving is coming up, so get your steps in, get your foot in front of the other. And on the 30th of September, we start at 6 o'clock in the morning. We're starting at Montague Beach. So come out and then participate with us and help us raise money to bring awareness. Alzheimer's is a vaccine disease that has basically touched, if not everybody in the Bahamas, but we see the increasing numbers of persons who have been diagnosed by these WhatsApp going around, oh, so-and-so is missing. So, it is an issue. It is a crisis. So we want to encourage persons to come out.
We want to paint the town purple.
Yes. Of course, reporting here from the ZNS studio for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
The ball is back. It's been 3 years since the AIDS Foundation's signature event and the organization's largest fundraiser, as well as one of the most anticipated nights on the annual social calendar, the Red Ribbon Ball. Well, get the glitz, the glam, and those dancing shoes ready, because come November 4th, the ball returns. AIDS Foundation President Camille Lady Barnett says this year's return of the ball will feature 1001 Arabian Nights theme, drawing parallels between the captivating tales of Arabian Nights and the stories of resilience, hope, and determination shared by those affected by HIV and AIDS.
These stories underline the need for love and compassion and the audacity to dream of a better world, a world where equity and inclusion are the norm, where stigma and discrimination are eradicated, and where there's a cure for HIV and AIDS.
The ball takes place again Saturday, November 4th at the Grand Ballroom at the Atlantis Paradise Island. Among the event sponsors is John Bull.
As you walk through John Bull 284 Bay Street, you will see jewelry, you see watches, you see cosmetics, you see fragrances, and you see leather, and that bundle will represent them all. And so in total, we are proud to say that we will extend over $20,000 in support to the foundation this year.
The 27th annual Red Ribbon Ball is dedicated to supporting the fight against HIV and AIDS in our community. Now more than ever, we need all the support we can get, especially to build back up our funding sources as we recover from the pandemic.
As of 2019, an estimated 6,088 persons were living in the Bahamas with HIV. Officials say this represents a national prevalence rate of 1.6%. Since 1985, nearly 6,000 people have died as a result of the disease, 70 of those deaths in 2019 alone. For more information about the Red Ribbon Ball, email info@aidsfoundation.org or follow the foundation's social media pages. Marcellus Hall joins us in studio with a check on what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for this evening, we'll take a look at our CHC bodybuilding team as they get ready for competition at the CHC Bodybuilding Championships in Aruba. That's ahead in sports.
family guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family, join the family, family guardian. Protect the ones you love, a friend that you can trust. Family guardian.
On May 1st, 2012, Rubis acquired the Chevron fuel business in the Bahamas, which traded under the Texaco brand. We are now celebrating our 10th anniversary of the Rubis brand in the Bahamas. Rubis has become the fuel brand of choice. However, our 10-year journey was not without challenges. We would like to recognize our dedicated members of staff and thank our customers for their continued support. We look forward to another 10-year milestone as we continue our journey.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
Gentlemen, let us stand as we congratulate the representative from the Scholarships and Educational Loan Division, Mrs. Darrell Newbold Barnett.
That was the rapturous announcement of the 2023-2024 Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training's Employee of the Year, which recently took place during a ceremony at the ministry's headquarters.
I'm very excited to represent CELD, the Scholarship and Educational Loan Division, and the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training at large. And so this is just an incredible experience.
And what motivates this exemplary public officer?
Prayer would keep me motivated, and just knowing that, you know, we have a nation to build. Knowing that the work that we all do at Ministry of Education and what we do at the division is incredibly important. Helping our students to become educated, to have access to tertiary education is an incredible opportunity, and so that keeps me motivated, knowing that we are building this nation by assisting these students with transformative opportunities. This win is not just for me, it's for the division. It represents the hard work of all of my colleagues, all of my co-workers who assist on a daily basis in helping the division to grow, in helping the division to thrive, and helping me to thrive. And so we just have to keep doing what it is that we do.
I'm Adama Williams for Ed Talk.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
American actor, filmmaker, and playwright, producer Tyler Perry, creator and performer of the sitcom series Madea, is here in country. This morning, he met with Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis in a private meeting at the Prime Minister's office on Cape Beach. Perry is no stranger to the country. In fact, he's a frequent visitor, and it's reported he has a home here. No details were provided on this visit here. However, he took some time to field some questions. He told our Carla Palmer why showcasing Black people and their living arrangements are so important.
My focus is really what I know, what I grew up with, the people that I know and love and understand very, very well. Because there are a lot of other cultures that are very fascinating to me, and we're all rich in heritage in some way or another. But for me, I love us. I love talking about us. I love talking about what I know. That way, that's safe for me. It's familiar. So maybe one day I'll start to explore and express others. But for right now, it's about us.
For Perry, he explains his legacy, God's willing, will be that of his 8-year-old son.
Everything I'm doing right now and from here on, I wanted to walk into it, own it, and have this. There's this thing with us as black people that when we start to do well or start to get a little recognition, there's this tendency to apologize because so many of us have come from not having anything. So I want him to have the sureness of who his father is, what his father has worked to do, and all the things that he can accomplish, and also understand and keep the compassion and love and care for others.
There's soon to be an island-wide campaign to beautify New Providence, and officials need your help to help them. Minister of State for the Environment, the Honorable Zane Lightbourne.
We can hint that this is persons beyond notice. If you have a vehicle parked on the side of the road, you know it doesn't belong there, or even in your yard where it's creating an eyesore and a hazardous problem when it comes to health, environmental health particularly, those vehicles are going to be tagged for removal and you're going to lose those vehicles. So be on alert that we are going to be moving vehicles. We are asking for communities now to get data to us so that we can know the location, and now we can GPS these locations, get the community involved, and remove these vehicles out of these communities, because there are a number of things. They house not only rodents and environmentally hazardous material, they're also hiding places for criminal activity.
It's been 6 months since ground was broken on the construction of that multi-purpose facility in the Nassau Village community. While significant progress on construction is said to have been made, Carla Palmer provides this update.
Just goes to show you that the Tree initiatives is working in the country, and this is just one of them.
That's president of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, Atario Mitchell, on the public-private partnership, PPP, that's pushing the progress of construction on the Nassau Village Community Center to its projected 2024 summer completion.
We are proud to be a part of it, and we're looking forward to delivering a state-of-the-art building to the Nassau Village community.
Now in the first phase of construction up to belt course, Member of Parliament for Nassau Village, Jamal Strawn, is eager to see the finished product, much to the benefit of residents.
As for the day-to-day running, it will act as crime prevention and intervention, allowing for all programs to be run consistently out of the center itself. One of the main amenities is the convention hall, but it's dual-purposed, right? We wanted to build capacity within the community and also this part of the island, so it will also be a storm and hurricane shelter.
Additionally, the facility will also be solarized, as highlighted by Omar Hall of Electrical and Oven Solutions.
We're moving into renewable energy at this point right now, so we want to also get rid of some of the load and the BPL demand, so solarization will also help a lot.
Project manager with Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, Clay Adderley, says they are committed to doing the job right and on time.
We are still on schedule. We are ahead of schedule, despite our many setbacks in the month of July and August, which saw 21 days of rain. However, we mitigate and put together a progressive plan that saw us ahead of schedule.
With 2 months left in this hurricane season, all stakeholders of the project are still hoping favorable weather prevails. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
You can find it all at Builders Mall. From cement, lumber, block, plumbing, and electrical to paint, lights, vanities, and tiles. Not to mention all the tools you could possibly need to get the job done. Say if you're starting a major project, adding the finishing touches, or just doing some repair or rental work around the house. FYP, the Paint Center, and Tile King can help. Stop by or call 601-8453. Located 69 Wolf Road, Nassau. You can find it all at Builders Mall. Building, painting, and tiling, the Bahamas.
Are you a Bahamian artist? Do you love your Bahamian culture? Are you ready for an opportunity of a lifetime? Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group cordially invites you to submit your unreleased Rake and Scrape single now and join the League of Extraordinary Musical Talents. We're seeking authenticity, innovation, and the quintessential Bahamian flair that sets your music apart to showcase your talent on Island Jams Volume 3. So, simply share your private YouTube, SoundCloud links, or MP3 with us via email at keepthevibelive242@gmail.com. Our ears are tuned to greatness, and we can't wait to discover the next star to grace our Island Jams album series. Join hands with the best of the best as we craft a musical journey that echoes through time. Don't miss your chance to shine among the brightest musical talents, songwriters, producers, artists, and become a part of Island Jams Volume 3.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
Since its formation in 1992, the Bahamas AIDS Foundation has been actively educating, raising awareness, and assisting and supporting those inflicted with HIV and their families. Incidents of new cases appear to be declining nationally, but that hasn't stopped the foundation in its efforts to reach people across the country, particularly those most vulnerable and most at risk. Foundation President Camille Lady Barnett.
It is important because, you know, everything seems to be Nassau-centric, so we need to get out there with the information, and that is exactly what we're doing.
Lady Camille notes that the COVID-19 stalled a lot of the foundation's work across the Family Islands, but now they are once again hitting the ground running, and outreach are ongoing and widespread.
So before COVID, we had started an awareness campaign in the Family Islands, and our goal was then and still is now to tap at least 5 family islands every year. And so once COVID, you know, kind of subsided, we've gone back into the family islands. And this year we did Bimini, Harbor Island, Exuma, Inagua, and we intend to do Long Island. And in 2024, we will do 5 more islands.
It's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jimenita. Right now, we're under cloudy skies with some recent light rain showers. Temperature is 76 degrees. Relative humidity very rich at 90%. We have westerly winds at 2 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,011.6 millibars. That's 29.88 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Islands, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 83 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Torquay. That's in Abaco. Marshall Abaco at 80 degrees. The Berry Islands, 82. Allenstown, Bimini, 80. 83 in Harbor Island. Rock, San Lutra, 80. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp Space, Andros at 79 degrees. Fresh Creek Central, Andros, 74 degrees. Over in Artisan, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, they all reporting 80 degrees, 81 in Georgetown, Exuma, 82 degrees in Rygat Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands, Machitan, Agua, 87 in the Turks and Caicos Islands at 86 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of F5P, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwest and Central Islands tonight through Monday, we're going to continue to have those light and variable winds with flat seas. Low tide takes place tonight at 8:20, another low tide at 8:13 tomorrow morning. Now for the southeastern islands, also through Monday, southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. that's got to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers. It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Have you ever purchased a defective item and was denied an exchange or cash refund? Contact the Consumer Protection Commission at 393-7795-8 or our 24-hour complaints hotline at 357-7898 and let us help your voice be heard.
Hey, get up, stand up. Stand up for your
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check on a Friday, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall, our bodybuilding team, currently safely in Aruba, getting ready for competition. Let's take a closer look and see exactly what they're set up to do. Our CAC bodybuilding team now safely in Aruba ahead of the start of competition there. Squad going through the weigh-in of athletes this afternoon. Team Bahamas made up on the ladies' side of Dorcas Cox, who will compete in the women's body fitness and masters division. Ivany Camp, Danica Thompson, and Andrika Dames in women's wellness. On the men's side, Stephen Robinson and Oric Nesbitt will compete in bodybuilding and masters with Judah Forbes, Ricardo Gibson, Terrion Camp, and Bryson Anderson in the men's physique. Camp also competing in the junior men's category. Competition does get started this evening. Horse racing making an appearance in tonight's sportscast as Charles Fisher tells the story of a local racehorse owner making a mark on the big stage of the sport.
Bayman-born horse owner and trainer Larry Demerit riding through success. His most significant win was this past weekend when his horse, 2-year-old colt West Saratoga Exaggerator, won at Churchill Downs in Kentucky. And that moved him closer to his dream of having a horse in the prestigious Kentucky Derby as he is the top of the leaderboard. He was there to celebrate with his family.
When I was in the Bahamas, I always watched the Kentucky Derby, and I said in order to win the Kentucky Derby, I had to be in Kentucky. So I came over here as a very young man, so I'm wearing my Bahamian colors today. That's our flag colors, because I have to represent my country.
Having been living in the United States for 40-plus years, Demerit has had numerous success.
The biggest purse money stake I won. Yes. I have a record in the Stars and Stripes in Chicago, but that's closed now, so I won a stake there. And had some previous decent horses, you know, what our budget is.
At present, he owns and trains a total of 9 horses. He had plenty over the years, but this winter he purchased for just $11,000.
We go to sale every year. Harry been a client of mine for years. We had some good horses in the past, but none like this one. I told him that no longer than the day. I said we had a horse beat Magna Dior, but this horse is better than him. My motto is, I buy good horse cheap, I don't buy cheap horses.
Competing in a sport where there are not much participants of his color, DeMeritt just takes it in stride.
I come from the Bahamas, so we don't have, I would say, the racist issues like here, and I accept whatever deal and I am dealt. You know, I'm thankful for all the clients what I had through the years, not only just now present, but all those who have made this journey possible. I thank them a lot, pray for them all the time, because, you know, life is like bumps in the road. And sometimes you hit some bump, but sometimes it's smoothing out for you. And that happened today for us, and I'm grateful, you know. But it's so cool because I always said when I came here, I was the only farm manager with black in Kentucky. So I like upsetting the car.
And what's next as he looks forward to the Kentucky Derby, May 2024?
We're looking more at Keeneland. We'll see how we bounce out of this race here, you know, to compare if we're going to run him at Keeneland before the Breeders' Cup, or if not, I'll have to maybe just prepare him for the Breeders' Cup, and we'll go from there.
Larry DeMeritt making his name in the sport of horse racing and still holding on to his Bahamian heritage. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, thanks, Fisher. Well, tomorrow was supposed to be opening day for the Jazz Chisholm Foundation's Little League. Total of 7 games were on the schedule to get things rolling. However, due to bad weather and unplayable field conditions, the Blue Hills playing field is apparently not able to host the event this weekend. League officials are hoping that these games you're seeing on the screen right now will be able to be played next week. Of course, that will be weather permitting. Jazz Chisholm's Foundation Little League has been growing and certainly drawing a lot of attention heading into the event. And the deciding Game 5 of the Government League Basketball Semifinal Playoff Series between the defending champion Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture Panthers and the Police Crime Stoppers comes your way at 8 o'clock tonight at the AF Valley Gym. Series tied at 2-2. The winner advancing to take on the Ben and Grantstown Cybots, who are waiting to see who they will face in the championship round. And that's your check on sports for you on this Friday. Don't go anywhere. We have a look at that Friday weather that's just around the corner.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
On May 1st, 2012, Rubis acquired the Chevron fuel business in the Bahamas, which traded under the Texaco brand. We are now celebrating our 10th anniversary of the Rubis brand in the Bahamas. Rubis has become the fuel brand of choice. However, our 10-year journey was not without challenges. We would like to recognize our dedicated members of staff and thank our customers for their continued support. We look forward to another 10-year milestone as we continue our journey.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we now have Tropical Storm Ophelia formed earlier today. It's now about 165 miles to the south-southwest of North Carolina, moving towards the north-northwest at some 13 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds at 70 miles per hour. And very little change in intensity is anticipated as it moves northward. And we anticipate that once it moves inland, there will be some rapid weakening of that system. Nevertheless, there's a trough extending out of that will affect our weather. We'll show you that in a short while. And over in the far eastern Atlantic, that area of showers and thunderstorms west of the Cape Verde Islands, while the Hurricane Center is giving it a 90% chance of developing over the next few days. And closer to home, you now see that troughing smack across the northwest and central Bahamas. That is that trailing out of Ophelia, and that will look around for a few days, so we will continue to have off and on showers and thunderstorms, some of which will be heavy at times tonight. We're looking at partly cloudy with a couple of evening showers, followed by a thunderstorm or two later on tonight, with your low temperature around 76 degrees. And tomorrow it's going to be partly sunny with a couple of showers still in the vicinity, 85 degrees for your high temperature. And extended weather forecast, as you can see, for the next 7 days. We're going to have showers and thunderstorms in our forecast practically every day, with those daytime temperatures in the upper 80s and nighttime temperatures pretty nice in the mid to upper 70s. Jiminita.
Thanks, Basil. Evidence of Possibility, the latest exhibition to be hosted by Turn Gallery. This time, though, it's exhibiting two Caribbean artists, Mark King and Rodell Warner, as the gallery's aim is to expand its network with different artists and also allow Bahamian artists a similar experience. This latest exhibition, a collaboration between both artists, featuring AI-generated images and ceramic sculptures, among other facets.
And a lot of their work is about the intersection between nature and science, and how we can learn things through nature and animals, and how it affects humans and human technology. So it's very new media, very a lot of digital work.
It's not your usual exhibition with paintings or drawings. In fact, it pushes the envelope of what the future would look like, at least for Trinidadian artist Rodell Warner. He took a unique approach to the theme, using aluminum and small squares to capture this feel.
It's a set of 30 prints on aluminum. The prints are of images that are AI-generated images. I asked a large language model and a text-to-image AI generator to produce images. These specific images are sort of, I'm imagining an archive of images of Caribbean people from 100 years ago, 200 years ago.
Warner says the pictures represent what people of that era would look like if they had cameras. It's also the artist's perceived imagination of what the intimate lives of those people would look like as well.
If you see archival images from the Caribbean, the images that you see are of people that are kind of photographed as like machinery, you know, of the colonial project. You know, they're like in the fields with their swipers and machetes and stuff like that. They're doing the work. But these people have lives. They have like people that they love, that they hug and talk.
And for Barbadian visual artist Mark King, he followed his interest in what he was enamored by.
I like to take motifs and play with perceived ideology around like what does this shape mean, what does this design language mean, and spin it into new works. So with fractal geometry and this body of work, I thought, well, let me read up on fractal geometry, and I saw that and learned that fractal geometry is just very prevalent throughout Africa in a way where it just covers all aspects of life.
Making it into the exhibition, a look at white storks and a 200-year migration history that was unraveled.
The story is essentially that a German hunter shot down a white stork and found an African spear through its neck. That led to a series of events that helped people find out that, no, the birds are actually migrating to Africa in the colder months. So then that story leads to making a fractal from photos, out of a photo that I took of a white stork in Europe years ago.
Well, that does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night. We leave you with a look at our newsroom celebration for Antoine Smith, who celebrates a birthday this weekend.
This is Antoine's 20th birthday cake. This is the birthday girl.
20th birthday cake.
20th birthday cake.
No, I'm gonna do a video.
You always say it was moving forward. Honesty hurts when you're getting older.
Yeah, really. I love this. I love this. 20 something.
I always say it was giving. I always say I was gonna say.
I like this cake.
my jacket.